everyone. Welcome to episode 83 of the MastoCast. Now, past couple of weeks have been hectic, right? So bear with me on this one. So I haven't done an episode for about 2 weeks, I don't think. I've just been away and stuff, and I've been working. So I haven't had the chance to do talk about some of the games I've played, albums I've been listening to and stuff. So, just stuff that I've been doing. And I've just recently got back from Outbreak and 9 Inch Nails. So, I didn't want to completely put everything in one episode because it would just make one big episode. And I think the best thing to do is to do one episode, which is out now, Wednesday, if you listen to it now, and another one, which is the Friday, which is literally a couple of days' time now from me recording. So, I'm going to record both episodes today. So, the first episode, I'm going to be chatting about all the things about the Switch 2, since that's out now, and everything else, and there's been loads of stuff to do with gaming that's been announced and everything, and new games. I've finished Majoras Mask recently, there's been all sorts announcements and state of plays and all that sort of stuff. And I've literally just finished watching the Donkey Kong Direct as well. So I thought what I'll do today's episode 83. I'm just going to chat about all things video games related, and Friday's episode, the next episode, will be all things, I'm going to talk about the Turnstile album, I'm going to talk about Outbreak Festival, I'm going to talk about 9 Inch Nails, what I've just seen last night, and also, what I go up to in Manchester and stuff like that, and what I've been up to, the week prior to that, really. So, I thought, let's do the games today, and music and stuff on Friday. So I'm gonna finish recording this episode, and then I'm gonna record the other podcast, and then get it, uploaded to then. Because I thought, with the amount of stuff I've got to, chit chat about, it's gonna be a long ass episode. And I thought, if people would rather listen to me talking about the game stuff, you can listen to that. Or if you'd rather listen to the music, you can wait for that. But if you're here for both, both things, they're both going to be available to you. So, I feel like I owe you because, it's been a couple of weeks. So, we've got 2 new episodes for you this week. So, let's begin with episode 83. How is it going? I hope you were doing well. If you're listening to this the Wednesday that it comes out, 18th of June. And also, this is also a good time to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of the MastoCast. Hell yes, 83 episodes in, and it's also year 2 of the MastoCast. So, first thing I want to say is just thanks everyone who has tuned into the MastoCast over the past 2 years and listened and shared and, chatted and, people who have guested on it and all that sort of stuff. Really, really appreciate you being on. So, still enjoying doing it. It's something that I want to keep going with it. It's my chance to, just chat shit with people who might seem interested or whatever. So, it's cool. It's just really, really cool. So, yeah, thanks very much for the past 2 years. And, proud of every episode that I do, even the ones that I'm tired and I'm falling asleep halfway through them. It's cool that people still listen to this sort of thing. So, yeah, thanks very much for listening. Really appreciate it. And, here's to many more years of the MastoCast. And, But yeah, I also hope you're having a nice, lovely day. It's nice and sunny outside today. It's very, very lovely. So, yeah. And I'm finally back home after being away for a few days in Manchester from Outbreak and, 9 Inch Nails, which I'll be talking about in the next episode, of course. But yeah, I had a just recently had a really nice bit of time away at Rosedale Abbey with Haley, and yeah, my parents have got like a seasonal caravan pitch now, sorted in Rosedale Abbey, which is sort of like North Yorkshire area, sort of like near like I don't know, like Pickering, Ripon, that sort of area. So spent a few days there, just away from the internet and doing a lot of walks and stuff like that. Did some walks from Brunswick Bay to Staves, if you know any of that sort of area. Like really lovely sort of like coastal towns that I didn't even know of. And yeah, so just did that. Ate a lot of food, drank a lot of beer. No different to what I'd just done at Manchester. But yeah, that's what I've been up to really. And yeah, let's get into the episode, shall we? Let's talk about video games and shit. All the stuff that's been happening. Before I get into the nitty gritty with the Switch 2 and Majora's Mask and stuff like that, what other stuff I've been playing, I thought I'd, get into like some of like the news that's recently going out. There's been a state of play for PlayStation. Anybody who is a PlayStation user, there has been state of play, and it was actually pretty good. Quite a lot of stuff that's just been like revealed, stuff that looks really cool, really interesting. So we have an updated trailer on Ghost of Yotei, which I am very excited for, which will be coming out later on this year. I think it's either September or October. But either way, I'm looking forward to this game. I absolutely loved Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm very much looking forward to Ghost of Yotei. It looks absolutely stunning, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like. It's set a few hundred years after the last game, so it's going to be interesting to see like the sort of advancements in that sort of time frame that they've done. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very much looking forward to it. We got a new trailer for Silent Hill F, which looks scary as fuck. Like, I believe I talked about this before on one of the previous MastoCast episodes when this game got announced. The sort of moving back towards, like, sort of Western horror type of thing, as opposed to, like, like American sort of, like, lead horror. But, like this... Like, this is set in Japan, and, like, this looks genuinely terrifying. I can't wait for this game. And, we have a release date for it now as well. So that is coming out this year. I've got my pre-order on it. I pre-ordered it on Amazon because you can get a nice little steel case. And it is launching on September 25th on the PS5. And I believe it's PS5 only. I don't think it is it? I don't know. Is Silent Hill F actually on any other console? I'm not sure. Let me just have a double check for you. But I can't remember whether it was, I can't remember whether it was Silent Hill 2 that was PS5 only or Silent Hill F. But from what it looks like on here, it looks like Silent Hill F will be PlayStation only, which is cool, which I'm very, very excited for. Yeah, thankful to have a PS5 and play this game. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But yeah, it looks terrifying. It looks really, really great. I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Just having a look at some other sort of highlights of the PlayStation state of play. We've got a bunch of classic games being added to the PlayStation Plus catalogue. So, straight off the back, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 from the PS1. How fucking class is that? That's getting put on the PlayStation Classic. So, if you've got the premium package, you're going to be getting Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which are absolute classics. I love those games. They are incredible. We're also going to be getting Deus Ex from the PlayStation 2. That's going to be joining the catalogue. And Twisted Metal 3 and 4. I've never played the Twisted Metal 3 and 4 games before, but they always look cool. I think I played the PS1 game years ago, and Sword of the Sea will be coming on August 19th as part of the game catalog lineup, which also got more of a more of a trailer and stuff like that. It kind of looks a bit like kind of a bit like Journey, like that sort of game. All you're sort of surfing on a sword, but it looks quite good. Nothing that's completely amazed me, to be honest. Bunch of VR stuff that I'm not bothered about. We got Neo 3, which has got itself an announcement trailer. No release date for it or anything. I've never actually played any of the Neo games, but this one looks good, for sure. And I know Neo have a big fan base. They announced a bit more on Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. They released another updated trailer, but also shared a bit more of the one of the sort of side things you can do, which is the snake versus monkey gameplay, where you are Solid Snake and you are basically chasing after the fucking monkey from like Ape Escape, which is one of the things you can do on the original Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence Edition. And also, coming with that, which was made aware on a Konami showcase like a lot later, there is online gameplay for it. You are going to be you are able to play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater online, which is pretty damn dope. Pretty fucking dope. So yeah, there'll be options to play as Snake online, or I think I never actually played it online before on the PS2, so I'm looking forward to this. So I'm definitely going to be giving that a go. I've pre-ordered mine. I'm very, very excited to get it. That's also going to be a nice, lovely steel case. Yeah, very, very, very good. Like, this year's just stacked with gaming so far. Like, there's absolutely loads of stuff that's coming out. Let's see what else there is. There's a brand new James Bond game that's going to be launching next year, which is 007 First Light. Looks quite good. I can't remember the last really good 007 game that came out, to be honest. But it looks promising. I think like the sort of one of the bigger ones, really. Like, I don't know. Was it like PS3, maybe? Or maybe even going back to PS2. I'm trying to remember. Really, but yeah, it's interesting. But it does look good though. Like, I've played a couple of Bond games in my time, and they are usually pretty good. So yeah, quite interested in it really. Final Fantasy Tactics is coming on through with a remaster. I've never actually played the Final Fantasy Tactics games before, but it will be launched onto PS5 and PS4, and it's completely remastered with new textures and all that sort of stuff. And I believe it's got like voice acting integrated into the game, which it didn't before. But if you don't wish to use any of that, you can revert back to like the original graphics and stuff like that, which seems pretty cool. There's a new Digimon story game. I'm a Pokemon person, I'm sorry. So Digimon just does not interest me in the slightest. Baby Steps looks hilarious. It looks really good. Essentially, it's a walking simulator game. Essentially, you play as an adult. And he's got like this sort of baby onesie on, and like he has trouble walking, so like you're walking as if you're like a baby or something like that, taking his first steps. So like his legs are absolutely all over the place. But like, if you look at the trailer, it's called Baby Steps. The game looks funny as like it looks like some sort of weird dark comedy type thing that I think I'm gonna vibe with. So that's September the 8th. That's coming out then. A day one purchase. I don't know if it'll be straight away day one. Like, I'll probably wait until the reviews come out, but it does look quite funny. And Astrobot's getting some more levels, which is also very, very exciting to see. They also showed off a limited edition DualSense controller, which is going to be a new Astrobot controller. If anyone's interested in that. But there's going to be some new 5 new Vicious Void Galaxy levels, which are going to be announced later on in the year. They never said like a launch date or anything like that. They just said launch later this year. That's all we got. But yeah, it's cool. The chance to get some more robots and stuff like that. I absolutely love Astrobot. So yeah, I'm game for a bit of that. And yeah, also he's a good one as well. Mortal Kombat Collection, which is coming onto PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I imagine this is not just PlayStation. I imagine this is coming to Switch and Xbox and Steam and all that sort of stuff. But like, it's basically a legacy collection of all the old school Mortal Kombat games. I don't know I don't know how many Mortal Kombats are getting included in this, but it starts from 1 anyways, and like you get a load of others, and there's apparently some like, interactive documentaries and stuff like that. You get a bit more of a detailed look at the history of the franchise, which is quite cool. But yeah, and then it finished with which a lot of people seem to think is quite a big thing, and that is the let me see if I can Marvel Talk on Fighting Souls, which is like a tag team fighter sort of thing, online gameplay. It's not something that I'm all that bothered about, to be honest. But like I've seen a bunch of people get really, really excited for this, so it's still a win. So yeah, the PlayStation State of Play I thought was pretty good, pretty strong. There's a lot of stuff. Coming about for it, really. But yeah, that's it for State of Play. Some other sort of announcements that we got recently. Like I said, there was like a Konami showcase that was going on. Like I said, they were revealing a bit more of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake, which is coming out on August 28th. There's going to be like the online gameplay. That's essentially what Konami was talking about in their showcase. And this is very, very exciting for me. At the end of this presentation, it just came up with the logo of Silent Hill. Now, I know I've just been on about Silent Hill F there, which I'm very keen on. Silent Hill in development. So it's been confirmed we are getting a remake of the first Silent Hill, which I'm fucking buzzing for. And it's being remade by Bloober Team, who did the fantastic remake of Silent Hill 2. Like the one that absolutely shut people up. Like, including myself, like when Silent Hill 2 remake first got shown, we were all like, this looks like shit. Why am I bothering? And then they brought it out, they updated it and everything, and it looked fucking amazing, and it was awesome, and it was terrifying. So, Silent Hill, like the first Silent Hill, goes all the way back to the PlayStation 1, and that was one of them for me that I was more interested in a remake of, because I feel like that is a really good game on the PS1. I reckon if it was like updating and all that, it would be scary as shit, and it would be awesome. So yeah, I'm very excited for a new Silent Hill coming out. And there was also a Summer Games Fest which happened. I believe that's a yearly thing. I didn't really watch all of it, to be honest, because I couldn't be bothered. The only thing that I did take away from it, though, is we've got a brand new Resident Evil coming, baby. Resident Evil 9. Come on. I'm very, very excited for a new Resident Evil game. I'm one of the ones who absolutely love the newer ones. Like, I absolutely love Resident Evil Village. And I absolutely love Biohazard as well. 7 and 8. They're both absolutely brilliant. And they showed off a little cinematic trailer for Resident Evil 9 Requiem, which is what it was called. Looks like it is sort of set after like the whole outbreak and the whole bombing of Raccoon City, all that sort of stuff. Looks like you are playing protagonist. what's she called? Goddamn. I literally had her there. Grace Ashcroft. So you are playing Grace Ashcroft, who is an FBI analyst, and you are playing the daughter of Eliza Ashcroft, who has passed away 8 years ago. And to my understanding, Eliza Ashcroft is a character in Resident Evil Outbreak, which is a game I've played a little bit of, like, years ago, like talking 20 years ago or something like that. Like, I never got around to completing it because I felt it was quite hard. But I think I'm due a replay of that. But very, very interestingly, you're taking the role of the daughter who played in that Resident Evil Outbreak, who died, and looks very psychological. Like, it looks like you're going back into Raccoon City after it has been bombed out and stuff like that. Like, you can see like the Raccoon Police Department, like mansion, just absolutely blown to bits. Like, you can see like the remains of it. It looks amazing, and apparently there's more stuff to come into this game. So apparently there's rumors that Leon Kennedy will be part of this and stuff like that. So I'm very, very looking forward to this. This isn't coming out until 27th of February next year. So hell yes, I'm looking forward to this big time. So yeah, that's all of the games that have just been announced really for later on this year and next year. So I'm going to chat about some games that I've been playing, and the Switch 2, of course, basically. After all, this is the gaming episode. Let me just take a sip of my squash. Yummy. Right. Okay, so I finished Majora's Mask quite recently. I know I've mentioned it on the podcast before that I have started it and stuff, and I started getting really into it recently, and I wanted to get it done before the Switch 2 came out, so that I was ready for Wind Waker and stuff. Majora's Mask, I really, really liked this game. Really liked it. I think it has sort of similar sort of critiques that I gave Ocarina of Time last year. So this is sort of like a look into Majora's Mask in 2025, really. I've become quite a big Zelda fan over the recent years after playing, Breath of the Wild for the first time and then getting into Tears of the Kingdom. And, just properly getting into the rest of the older games like Link's Awakening and Ocarina of Time last year. So I thought Majora's Mask would be the next one. And Majora's Mask is a really good, strong game, I think. Like I say, it has some of those similar tedious sort of, setups, like Ocarina of Time, like selecting, like, your masks and stuff like that to transform into different beings and stuff like that, and have different abilities to navigate your way across some things, and like item selection, using the Nintendo 64 controller, camera angles, all that sort of stuff. That's where the main bulk of the game sort of stops it from being like overly incredible. And I think it doesn't help with the fact that I never really grew up playing a Nintendo 64. Like, that doesn't help because I played PlayStations that have better controllers and better graphics. But I do know people who did grow up with that console have gone on to say stuff like Majora's Mask is one of those 10 out of 10 masterpieces alongside Ocarina of Time. And whilst I liked Ocarina of Time a lot, I had those similar sort of critiques. Like bloody hell, the Water Temple, having to take your boots on and off and all that sort of stuff. And like, my experience with Majora's Mask is kind of similar with Ocarina of Time. Like, I had to use a walkthrough because I'm too thick to work shit out on myself. And I did a lot of save states as well, because I couldn't be bothered to, just do original saves because it would take me forever. But, I was happy to do that. But the game, it still looks great. Like if you're going back if you're going back on the Nintendo NSO to play this game, like it still looks really, really cool. Like with those retro graphics and stuff like that. The music is very addictive. The music's great, and it's a darker setting as well. It's a lot more of a darker setting than what Ocarina of Time is, and you're not set in Hyrule anymore. Like you're set in like a different sort of thing, and the idea of the game is to sort of collect these masks and stop this this terrifying looking moon from falling, like to strike this town called the Clock Tower Town, and you've just got to traverse your way through time using an ocarina of time, and yeah, it's very back and forth, going back in time, going forward in time, slowing down time, that sort of thing. Like that, I didn't mind that bit all that much. It was more, taking the masks off and the actual controlling of the game. The actual sort of time thing didn't really bother me, with like a lot of people have said. It doesn't really bother me all that much, but I've really enjoyed my time with this game. I actually really enjoyed it. I think I prefer the story of Ocarina of Time more. But I did enjoy like the sort of weird, trippy, darker sort of take on a Zelda game. So yeah, I enjoyed Majora's Mask. I thought it was really, really cool, and I would love to replay this game on the Nintendo 3DS, if I had one. I don't have a Nintendo 3DS, but I've seen footage of people play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask like remake on the 3DS, and it looks pretty cool, and it looks a bit more easier to navigate. So yeah, playing it on a Nintendo 64. It's a bit of a nightmare to control, but it is what it is. It's fine. But as a game in 2025, I still think it is a cool game to play on. It's really, really great. Just if you're thinking about playing it, don't be ashamed to get a walkthrough or anything like that, because it is like quite hard to navigate around, and you sort of, you've got this race against time. Which can be quite sort of, it does like add a bit of pressure, which, it's kind of fun though. It is really fun. I do recommend, like, I'd definitely say I recommend getting a walkthrough out, because, there were times where I didn't bother, like, with some stuff, because there was some optional stuff that I could have done that would have made my Link more powerful and have better, equipment and swords and stuff like that, that I didn't bother doing. So, like, when I came to, the final boss at the end, like, it took a bit of time because I was using a weaker version of my Link. So, yeah. Don't be ashamed to use a walkthrough, and, do the optional stuff. Like, even if it takes a little bit longer, you'll have a much more powerful Link. And I didn't. And that's why I was save stating all across the shop. No shame, though. I don't care. But yeah, Majora's Mask is really, really cool. Then I started Bioshock quite recently. Never played a Bioshock in my life, but that is in my, it's in my backlog of games to play. So I've just started that recently after I finished Majora's Mask. And I played this game for about 3 hours. And this game fucking rules. How have I not played this? I do not know. Like, I just think it is really, really rad. I'm playing the remastered version on the PS5, and it only cost me like $5, something like that. Like, I was like, yeah, of course I'm going to go pay for that. And yeah, I've only played like the first 3 hours or so. Really, really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to getting back into it and playing some more. Like, I think it's just got a really unique sort of setting, and it just looks really, really cool. You're underwater and you're fighting motherfuckers with big guns and drills and shit. But yeah, it's a cool game. I really, really like it. So I'll definitely do a little Bioshock 2025 review later on this year. Won't be that later on because, it doesn't seem like a long game to finish or anything like that. So, yeah. Anyways, shall we get into the Switch 2 then? And my thoughts on it and stuff. Just recently got a Switch 2. It's finally here. I remember going on about it on the podcast, like, that it came with pre-order and stuff like that, and talking about the actual direct and stuff like that, and just being very, very excited for this. I can't remember the last time I was this excited over a games console in a long, 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 long time. Like, it was really, really cool to just get something on release day, because I've never had that before. But, I thought I feel like I had to, like, really pre-order this game, because I just love the Nintendo Switch that much, and everything that I saw on the direct, I was just like, this just looks so cool. I don't want to pass it up now. And it looks like it's done really, really well sales-wise. 3.5 million sold in the first 4 days, which is pretty big. I think it's one of the biggest console success stories in a while, and there's still lots of stock out there to sell. So, it wasn't like the first week of the PlayStation where, like, they sold out instantly and it was like, well, we need to make more. We need to make more PlayStations first, soz. You're going to have to wait. But that wasn't the case. There was a few shops that were out of stock, but not the vast majority of them, really. So, yeah, I'm pretty humble that I managed to get one. But yeah, I was working the day that it came out, so, I had to get my DPD driver to rearrange my delivery, so I had to get it to be delivered to the corner shop around the corner from me, so I could pick it up after work. 6 o'clock. It was like the longest shift I've ever done. I was like, oh god, I just want to finish and play my Switch 2. And yeah, so I got it, plugged it in, everything. Came with the GameCube controller, which I'm stoked about. It feels so great to play, and it looks awesome. Got a little carry case and stuff, and I set it all up, and, like, just straight away, just playing this thing, like, handheld, it looks amazing. The screen is beautiful on it. It is really, 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 really nice. And, there's a lot of people, like, giving them shit because it's not an OLED screen, and I just don't think that matters that much. Like, it just looks like a brilliant screen. It's awesome. It's bright, very, very colourful, and very, very clear and crisp. Like, it's a gorgeous looking screen. It's very sort of comparable to, like, the PlayStation Portal screen, like, if anybody has ever used one of those. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's really, really nice. Like, it's a really nice, comfortable size. Fits in the hands really well. And, been playing a lot of Mario Kart World, which is a really, really good Mario Kart. Like, I love me some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think it's great. I think Mario Kart World is just a little bit better. I think it is. It's really, really cool. Like, the free roaming thing is, I think it could have been a little bit better. It wasn't as small as I thought it was going to be. But, I know Nintendo tend to add more stuff onto Mario Kart as it gets older. Like, I know they did a lot with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, I imagine there's going to be tons more content that's going to be added onto Mario Kart World. But, like, the tracks and everything, getting to play with, more races on the track. Like, it's a 24, it's a 24 fucking kart game. Like, playing with loads of people. And, I love the knockout tour where you just race one big stretch of of this lap, and, like, every checkpoint is like you gotta be 20th or higher, and the next one be like you gotta be 16th or higher, the next one be 12th, and so on and so forth until it gets to, like, the last 3, and then you gotta be first out of that lot. And yeah, I love the knockout tour. I think it's great. The tracks are all awesome, and yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with Mario Kart World, and yeah, it's awesome. And I've we've got this option now where, you know, your old Switch games will be enhanced and they'll look better and all that sort of stuff. And one of those was Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. So for me, it was a free upgrade because I'm already on the expanded edition. I think for people who just own the game but aren't on any subscription, I think it's like £8 to get the enhanced version whilst you got the old one, which isn't bad going really, because the difference is actually unbelievable. Like, the graphics just look amazing. It's almost like a completely different game. Like, it looks so smooth and just operates way better. Like, you wouldn't believe this was a Nintendo Switch game. Like, it just feels like a proper modern day, like, PS5 game almost. Like some sort of like RPG from the PS5. It just looks and plays beautifully. Like, this is how it was meant to be. And yeah, it's really awesome. I haven't had a chance to play much else really on the Switch, apart from a little bit of Wind Waker on the Game Boy NSO of my Game Boy controller. Been enjoying that, but like, you know, the actual Switch 2 console itself, I love the Joy-Cons, how they magnetically attach and detach and stuff. Like, it just feels very satisfying. Like, they're a good size, they don't feel too small. Like, the actual analog sticks are way better. Sorry. But yeah, it is a hell of a system. It's great. I love it, and I'm really glad I have it. Yeah, I'm excited for the future of it. I mean, we haven't got a lot of games out there yet. You know, I'm waiting for Donkey Kong Bonanza, which looks fucking great. Like, I've just watched the direct for that. If you want to watch that, it's up on YouTube. It just goes through all the sort of stuff you could do with that game when it comes out, and it just looks really cool. It looks really awesome, and I'm very excited to play it. But you know, we're still waiting for a release date for Metroid Prime 4. I've thought about getting Cyberpunk 2077 because that looks really awesome as well. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so far I've had the Switch 2 for about 2 weeks now, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, more Switch 2 content on the way, I imagine. But yeah. Anyways, I believe that'll do for episode 83. I have been Master Dan. Thank you very much for tuning in. Expect a new episode in a couple of days' time. But that's going to be about all things music related. So I'm going to be talking about the new Turnstile album. Going to be talking about Outbreak Festival and 9 Inch Nails. So yeah, get stoked for that. Out in a couple of days' time. It's going to be out on Friday. Thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate being here. And yeah, take care. Hope you enjoyed all this. And